And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know where you at, but today, my friends, we are talking about hacking the future, AI, Metaverse, Fintech, and beyond. That's what today's topic is. I know. What happened to Helpful How-To Tuesdays? Well, buckle up, buttercups. Same conversation, same channel, same.
Same back channel.
Bring you up to the future, because the future is already here.
Is it?
It is.
We have a t-shirt that says that.
That we do. And so if you guys don't know, Hello stands for helping entrepreneurs leverage leading Web3 optimizations. Hello. And so we want you guys to join in on this amazing conversation and really join us in the Hello Plaza in Metaverse. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. You do not need your VR headsets.
Nor do you need to know how. There's no knowledge needed.
No, somebody said the other day, you need to have Metaverse knowledge.
Skill set.
If your ass can't copy, paste, drag, drop, we got problems. And you need to get your ID, driver's license, taken away from you immediately today. And so this is where we're going to be talking about some amazing conversations, some amazing topics from AI to Metaverse to FinTech. We combined our Wisdom Wednesdays where we used to talk about FinTech. Then we talked about Helpful How-To Tuesdays. We combined them together because we definitely want you guys to come and join us tomorrow for brain candy, sweet treats for the soul, and then definitely come and join us on Thursday. On Thursday, my friends, for our amazing guest for our Hello Pivot broadcast, Miss Brenda Lise Acosta. She's going to be joining us. Did I say that last name right? All right. Hopefully she don't come and beat me up or anything. But she's going to be joining us on Thursday at 6:30 as our special guest. She's a 23-year corporate veteran that said, you know what, I'm done with this.
I feel her.
I'm out of this, right? She was burnt out. She is really helping people with breath work and being able to have a holistic transformation to your mind, body, and soul. So that is right up our alley. It is going to be an amazing conversation. And with that being said, love, what you got to say on that today?
Well, howdy doody heads. So good to be here on our How-To Tuesdays, a.k.a. AI, Metaverse, FinTech, and beyond. So I'm excited to be here because we're going to talk about the future as we always do. And look, guys, I know the word future and now is an oxymoron. How can it be the future if it's now? Well, that's the point, is that we have made it to the future. I have a question for all of you. How many of you remember watching the Jetsons? Meet George Jetson, his wife Judy. Anywho, I will spare you the scene. But if you will ask AI or Google or any other Alexa or anybody else, Alexa, stop listening. She'll listen. Anywho,
speaking of AI,
if we ask any of them about when George Jetson was born, he was actually born in 2020. That means at this moment, he is 4 years old. That means that cartoon was sharing with you that he was born in a future tense, meaning 2020. We've arrived. We passed 2020 for those that don't realize that we're in 2024, headed into 2025. And so the reason why I share that, guys, is because the future is here. We are living in it. It doesn't look exactly like the Jetsons. We're not in all of us are not in flying cars yet. They do have flying cars. We're not all in smart cities yet. They do have smart cities, but this is where we're going. We understand that we are a part of the future. We're living the future. And so this is why we have these rooms, is to share with you guys how, why, what, where, when, so that way you can be abreast of the situations and how you can partake in the future, because it's here now. Do not walk around and say it's coming. It's here. We're in it. So if you don't know, we are simulcasting across like 10 or 12 different platforms was the word I was looking for. And so, but the most important platform that we are streaming from right now is the Metaverse. And if you want to check out our Metaverse, where you can jump in, ride a golf cart, drive a golf cart, You can drive it into the building. You can drive it off the building. You can go around in circles. You can do a whole lot of things. You can have go-kart races and everything. Go to thehellolllc.io, the Hello LLC altogether.io. You scroll down and you will see enter our metaverse, and you will jump in there. It is like going into Facebook. It's like accessing LinkedIn. It's like accessing Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube. It's all the same. It's a push of a button from your phone. It is app-based, so you can do it right from your phone. You already have a phone because you're already listening to us from your phone. So check it out. Push a couple of buttons and get in there and discover what it looks like. You guys, we cannot do it justice by explaining it to you what it looks like.
Can't do it.
You have to explain it. You have to experience it. And this is what I liken it to. How many of you remember that there used to be no television and it was just radio, right? And all of our grandparents and whatnot listened to the radio for their news and everything. Then television came along.
Turn it up, Janet.
So here's the kicker.
That wasn't a name.
How many of you could explain to somebody that had never seen a television and only on a radio what a television was? Like a radio with a picture, with an animated picture. And people would look at you like, what are you talking about? I don't know what that means.
What's that damn TV?
What does that look like? You can't explain it. It's like me asking you if you can explain your favorite beer or your favorite steak or your favorite, eggplant parmesan, whatever it is, you can't explain it. You're just like, oh, it's so good. I just can't explain it. It just hits the spot. It makes my taste buds light up. That is Metaverse. We can't explain it to you until you get in there and experience it. But the moment you get in, it will light you up and your creative side will spark off and you will be like a little kid who is all of a sudden got new color crayons and list.
So when I was little and my sister was littler, she decided that she was going to take some crayons. And she decided that she was going to, become the world's artist of the year. And she decided, you know what? I think I'm going to do this crayons and stuff like that. So she started drawing on the side of the actual house, and it didn't work on the wall in the house. And so my mom came home after about 4 to 5 hours of me scrubbing the crap out of this wall.
And he knew his ass would get in trouble.
Because, my dad was at home, thank God. And my dad knew that my sister had actually, did this on the wall. And she had already got wana already. But my ass got tasked with cleaning it up because she wasn't feeling too good. Let's just put it to you that way.
Her butt was sore.
Her butt was a little sore. And so I'm over there scrubbing it. I mean, I've gotten water. I've gotten bleach and ammonia at this time. That was my dad's favorite go-to without hopefully it not taking off the paint. He said, go ahead and use it. Thankfully, it didn't take off the paint. But, what really ended up happening was that, and this kind of goes to the story that we talked about, the other day. That my mom got home and she literally took, the cinch. If you guys remember the old school cinch, she came home and she said, oh my God. She said, 1 second, she got the cinch and she sprayed it on there and literally it just started wiping off. Like I had been there scrubbing this wall for like 3 hours and nothing would work. And my mom comes home, grabs a cinch and it just starts spraying off. I'm like, what?
Don't put that on your skin, guys.
Don't put it on your skin. And so, this is to your point of, and to our point the other day, until you have the right tool, your time can be cut in half, if not less than that, if you know how to use the right tool.
130 seconds.
And at that time, I did not have the right tool, just as so many people right now don't have the right tool in their business and their brand and scaling their business, building their business. And this is why we talk about AI. This is why we talk about Metaverse. This is why we talk about, this fintech.
You're my favorite tool.
Oh, I like that girl. Talk to me again. Come on, talk to us. That's our Getting Naked podcast.
That's our Getting Naked podcast. Anywho, so welcome on in, everybody. We're going to get this party rocking and rolling. I know Mr. Jones got some amazing information on the facts and figures department of this today. So let's hear it, Mr. Jones. What's the kind of fact? What you going to break down today, Mr. Jones?
Well,
break down.
Well, the first thing that most people need to understand is
Web3?
Yeah, what is AI? What is Metaverse? What is Fintech? As we start this amazing series off that most of you don't know. And as Tara shared with you guys, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Spaces, we're on LinkedIn, audio and video, and we're also on Instagram as well.
We might even be at your mama's house kitchen table having some tea with your mama.
Exactly.
Sipping tea.
So we definitely encourage you guys to, tap in wherever you can and listen to this amazing conversation, because a lot of the times people do not know what these things are. And they're talking about these things as if they know what they are, or they're discounting them as in they're already, happening and that's it. And this is just the beginning. So first of all, when we talk about AI, artificial intelligence, learning language model, this is nothing more than a simulation of human intelligence. It's a human that's programmed like a human and really mimics our behavior. It includes tasks, it includes learning, it includes reasoning, problem solving, perception, language understanding, and really AI is transforming different industries from healthcare, from construction to, retail, and really us being able to talk to this learning language model and ask it questions other than you asking, your teacher, asking your broke brother-in-law, asking your mother or your father, or asking, somebody that does not have all the actual facts. And more importantly, it gets rid of the feelings and opinions.
Facts, Jack.
Right. And this gets me in a lot of trouble in a relationship. Let's just say that much. But when it comes down to business, this is where we really cannot deny the facts and the stats.
I'm a factual person. I like facts as well.
I'm glad this shit is recorded.
Yeah, I'm glad it is too. However, there's also a different side to things. So when facts happen, facts have for every action, there's a reaction. Facts also, when something happens, it could be factual, but it also makes you feel some type of way. Good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. But there's a feeling linked to the fact. Feeling linked to a fact.
Oh, is that pointed at me?
Maybe.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So that is what AI is, right? For you all to understand that AI is more than ChatGPT. It's more than Gemini. It's more than HiPi, right? There's well over 3,000 AI applications out there. And the biggest thing is, you've been utilizing AI what do you call grammar check? What do you call Alexa? What do you call Siri? What do you call, asking your car to do this, do that? What do you call, a lot of us are automating things. That's AI. And AI is not the devil, right? Just like they said fire would be the devil when fire was first discovered. They didn't know what it did. But right now, try to make something without fire. Try to cook some food, try to make any, thing that we have right now as far as technology without fire, it ain't gonna happen. And so this is where we really share with people that positive people find solutions, negative people find problems. And so make sure you're raising your vibrations and really understanding what is upon us right now that you can be implementing. Yes, AI is going to take 850 million jobs away, right? And I said this the other day. I said, unfortunately, this is what AI is going to do. And somebody shared, David, don't say unfortunately. it's a great thing that AI is taking over these mundane tasks that we as humans shouldn't be doing. And we should be spending more time with our family, our friends, and people that we actually care about, other than dumping the trash, other than doing this, doing that. It's just ridiculous for people to spend 30, 40 hours to do this nonsense that we can have something else to do, but yet we're doing it. And so I really want you guys to understand that AI, yes, 850 million jobs are bye-bye. Oh. But the great thing about this is 950 million jobs will be created with AI. And most people don't know about that, which is why we share these facts and stats, not your feelings, not your opinions. But once again, you got to have something that's going to get you over to the next stage. Or you should probably be investing in learning about these things right now, as you do have your job and you can be implementing these AI tools and strategies into your 9-to-5. There's this thing called Gamma. Your ass is using PowerPoint. Throw that away, go get Gamma, right? You're utilizing ChatGPT and you're only typing to it. You need to hit that button where you can start talking to it. And literally it's what you ask it and how you ask it is the information you get back. And so make sure you're implementing these things to your advantage other than your disadvantage at the end of the day. And so we want to welcome Miss Tracy Giggles in the room. We want to welcome Miss Lena in the room. If you ladies have anything you want to share, please feel free. Come on up here. Mi Casa, Su Casa. We want to welcome Miss Tayborn in the room as well. We also want to thank all of our people on our LinkedIn, on our YouTube channel, on our TikTok that we're live on right now. Miss Marilyn Roberta, is on
Danielle,
here.
David.
Jenny. David, how you doing, David? And so, this is where we encourage you guys.
Dude, that's your name's David too. Is that
what
you're like?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a high school David that I knew.
Nope.
Why you always got something to say?
I do.
Go ahead. What you got on AI before we move to Metaverse?
Well, I want to know at the end of the day, and this is a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
The answer is, why did AI just now come around in the last couple of years? Why is AI just now all of a sudden out on the scene like it's been here for years and now we can use it? You want me to answer my own question?
Yeah, go ahead. Answer your question.
So, just FYI, there are close to 7,000 technology patents that have been suppressed. They have not been, let's just say, they have not been approved to move on, and nor have they been, ex-nayed off the chopping block to where they, are, no longer valid. And so AI is one of them. AI is something that our GOVT has had for many, 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 many moons. If you see it in movies, we have it. However, it's been governed and that it was not allowed to be public facing until they were ready to release it public facing. That is why all of a sudden, here we came down 2022, and all of a sudden, November of 2022, AI just busted on the scene like it'd been there forever. It is because all of a sudden it got the green light that they could now produce public facing AI models that could interact with the actual general public and not it just being for the private sector, aka the government sector. So that is why.
Yeah. And, as we talked about earlier, with robotics and all these things that are happening, people want automatic tasks, right? We always remember, the good old commercial, the Office Depot commercial where it pressed the button, right? And it would make your life easier. Now, today's society, we want somebody else to press the button for us.
That's true.
And that's literally what AI gives us the opportunity to do, is for it to press the button. And then we all want more personal experiences, right? You get to drive innovation utilizing AI, improve efficiency. You guys know at the Hello LLC, time is our only competition. If time is your competition, we're on the same damn side at the end of the day. And that's something that Tara shared the other day, earlier today. Tara's like, the one thing I hate is my time being wasted, and time is money, and money is time. And more importantly, I'm tired of people wasting my time because I don't get to make money and I don't get to spend time with my boo.
And to be honest,
go ahead, talk to him, baby.
I am a little more lenient and forgiving if you waste my money versus my time. If I had to look at the two of them and you waste my time versus my money, to me, Money is a frequency, a whole different. Join us on a Wednesday conversation. I'll talk about how money is a frequency. But you come back to time. Time is a frequency too. And I absolutely disdain when someone wastes my time, because your time is your money. Let me ask you this. If you had all the money in the world, let's say you had $1 trillion. There's not even a trillionaire logged in the world right now, but you had $1 trillion. Why? What is the most effective thing about having $1 trillion? The first thing you're going to say is, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want, and with who I want. My friends, that's time freedom.
Hello.
Time freedom is what we are all chasing. We all want the freedom to choose what we do with our time, who we spend it with, how we spend it, and all of that, right? Like where it's at, what you're doing with it, who you're doing it with. That is time freedom. That is what everybody's chasing. Everybody thinks they're chasing the dollar. Everybody thinks they want to make more money. It's because they want time freedom. The most valuable assets, there's 4 of them that you have. Number 1 is your time. Time is your number 1 valuable asset. Number 2 is your health. Number 3 is a peace of mind, so your body's at peace. And number 4 is actually money. Those are the 4 most valuable assets, because if you're not here, nothing else works. Nothing else matters. Your family doesn't matter. Your dog, your cat, your home, your possessions, your materialistic things don't matter if you're not here. And so that's why your health comes before family, because if you're not here, then you can't nurture those relationships with your family. Time is your number 1 asset.
You look for that to be cut, my friends, because that was booyah! But yeah, baby, that was spot on. Time freedom. And if you guys are not joining us in our Hello Plaza in the metaverse that some of you guys are seeing on this brand new app called Chatter, where we have the metaverse up and rolling, we encourage you to go to our amazing Biz in a Box. More than a website, more than, that static, crusty, dusty link tree, or, whatever you might be using. This is literally your smart link, as somebody shared with me the other day, to where this is something that we build for individuals. Although we're talking about AI, we're talking about metaverse, we're talking about fintech. If you don't have your foundation and systems in order, none of this matters, right? I share with people all the time. If you're trying to jump straight into metaverse, it's kind of like riding around in a 1990 Honda Accord that was baby blue, had the 6x9s in it. It sounded like 10s, and then you got the newest rims on it, right? Don't be that guy. I used to be that guy.
That's why he says it.
And so,
well, let me say that about the system. We were just building the business in a box for one of our clients, and I got into a system that she had started. She's like, I really like this, but I don't have all the bells and whistles turned on. I said, okay, let me log in and I'll turn all the bells and whistles and everything on, and let's just bada bing, bada boom. I turned them on, and then 24 hours later, she sends us a message of, oh, wow, I'm loving all the bells and whistles. And she says, I didn't know it could do this. And said, yes, ma'am. And that's because at the end of the day, a lot of us know what we want. We just don't know how to get it there. And that is what our specialty is to be able to turn your business, your brand, and be able to have it into a smart process, smart system, which ideally turns into a smart site and a smart link. So you only have to send out one link and everything's captured there, and it makes your life easier. How many of you are finding yourself following up with emails and, let me send this client an email. I just had a conversation with them. I need to send them this link, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. Those are systematic things that can be captured into the system and do it for you. So this is really important, where we stop and realize at the end of the day that we got to work smarter, not harder. And it's not that we don't know it as people, but we know because we see other people have it. I want something that they do like that, but we just don't know how to do it. And that is the biggest thing that comes down the pipeline. So yes, Mr. Jones.
And so, let's move on to our next title, which is, the metaverse. This is something that you're going to tell that we get very passionate about this, due to the fact that this is something that we do in our business and is one piece of our business that we know is the future. and that a lot of people, 86% of people, do not have any clue about what this is. You want to know even further? I asked Grant Cardone almost a year ago, and I have this on my TikTok. You guys go check it out. It's pinned to the top, where I asked Grant, I said, Grant, do you know about the metaverse? Have you considered taking the 10X into metaverse? And if you need help, we can help you at the Hello LLC. And he shared, well, David, I don't know if I can take, my real estate and put it into metaverse without getting in trouble and the SEC and all these regulations. And if you can figure it out without us both going to jail, then I'm all in for it. And he had no clue, right, what it was about whatsoever, just by him sharing that, not knowing that 40% of his business is products and services and other things. And he literally could set up a showroom in the metaverse that people could learn. People could, attend his webinars, his masterclass, his 10X conference that he does every beginning of the year can hold about 75,000, depending on what stadium he picks and does, a skydive out of that he's done over the years. He can quadruple that times 20, just like Travis Scott was able to do a concert that had 2.5 million people attend the live event. And so this is where we share with you guys all. They don't make Zooms. They don't make stadiums that hold that many, people to come and watch you and actually be more engaged than they would in Zoom, right? And so the metaverse is nothing more than a collective shared space created to converge, virtual reality with physical reality, and literally us be able to engage in a completely different way. This is a new way that we are going to communicate. This is a new wave of social media. This is a new wave of social audio rooms. This is the future. Instead of us being on this 2D flat screen, or you seeing me and Tara on TikTok, right? You literally could come into our Hello Plaza and see something completely different where you have our avatars. You can be able to share your screen. You see that I wrecked our golf cart over there on a chair, right? You also can be able to take yourself.
Guess what? He wrecked the golf cart. There was no damages. He doesn't got to get his insurance involved. We don't got to call the police and make a police report. We don't have to call the ambulance because nobody was injured. It's great. Go out to Metaverse. You can just drive the golf cart everywhere and wreck it into things. Okay.
Or take your significant other in there and say, hey, baby, stand right here. And then you literally can kind of push her off the ledge and she falls off and nobody gets in trouble. But
that's not nice.
I'm just saying. Baby, you want to meet me in Metaverse?
No, but I'll meet you. I'll meet you outside right now.
Catch me outside. How about that? Go
stand on top of the trailer. Let me see how that works.
Yeah, exactly. And so, this.
I don't know what happened to him.
This is a completely different experience that you have to be able to see for yourself. And I shared this the other day. We have to remember that, especially those of you that are on TikTok, and those of you that are watching social media, you're seeing a lot of these glasses that have the Bluetooth, that have the AI connected to it, where you literally are not holding your phone or anything. Hello.
Hello.
I'm just here to tell you that we are in an evolution of technology, and it's going to be going faster and faster and faster. The glasses that Giggles, aka Tracy, is wearing, that is going to be fully immersive to where she can be able to have augmented reality, where she can see through her glasses. Stop signs, food, clothes will all of a sudden come alive and start talking to her. Maps, directions, all of that. And then she's going to be able to hit a button.
She can even shop.
Yeah, she's going to be able to hit a button, and then it will turn into AR, right? Virtual or VR, virtual reality, where you can come straight into our Hello Plaza or any other world, right? And this is where I remind you guys, these cell phones are your new pagers.
What does that mean?
Do not be that naive. Right now, people are talking about, oh, they're so blocky, they're so heavy, my eyes hurt, my head hurt. Well, that's the same thing that came out with the cell phones. Well, damn, I don't want to carry this big old suitcase. Oh, I can only get it in my car.
How about the big Nintendos everybody remembers?
The big Nintendos that people got, and it only had 2 buttons, and it's like, ugh. But now PlayStation 5, Super Nintendo, right?
Let's talk about computers, the big old computer.
That was as big as a room, right? When it first came out. Now, this is a computer like 10 times faster than the first one. So it's the evolution. But in this phase of utilizing the metaverse, it's going to go a whole lot faster. Mark Zuckerberg, aka changed his name from Facebook to Meta. He does not own Metaverse. He's not the only one that is in Metaverse. He has bamboozled. He has done a great marketing concept.
I would say bamboozled. He just marketed it.
I mean, he got in where he fit in. And mark my words, 10 years from now, people will be talking about the steps that he took, that he saw of this progression of this Web 3. And people are like, what's Web 3? What's Metaverse? Aren't you using Web 2 right now? Shut your phone off for right now. Let your internet go down. Let's see how well you make it. Same case scenario that we're moving and transitioning to this Web 3, aka Metaverse, that you change out the word Metaverse for internet. Mark Zuckerberg owns a website on the internet, just like he owns an app on your app phone, on your iPhone. You go to, and that's a great analogy, right? Take the word metaverse and change that to your mobile app, right? When you go to your mobile app phone, right, you have all these different apps that you can download on your phone. That is the same case with Metaverse. You're going to be able to go join into Metaverse, and there's all these different applications that you can use from Meta, Horizon, spatial, from VR chat. There's Decentraland, there's Sandbox, there's now Roblox. You can now watch and view in these new Oculus 3s, right? And so that is where you're going to be able to go to this app store and download these different apps to experience something different, just as we do now within Chatter, within Clubhouse, within LinkedIn. You download LinkedIn and you go to these different rooms, and each room has a different experience. Ta-da! But Metaverse allows us to jump inside the internet, be in these avatars, experience these virtual reality areas, just as I'm doing here, where you can join and be able to experience these in a completely different way. And so, when we talk about the metaverse, we want you all to fully understand that this is not going anywhere. When you have Nike, you have Gucci, you have Hyundai, you have Dubai, you have Walmart that has trained already over 1 million of their employee staff to be able to talk to you. Me and Tara was just in Walmart the other day. I was like, they're not going to need Walmart greeters or Walmart, employees anymore. Because
IKEA already has to where you can literally shop and walk out to the shopping, the checkout, and exit as if you're leaving a store. You literally go through the same transactional experience that you would at any IKEA or any store now.
Yeah, and so that's the crazy part.
And they've hired people who are the cashiers. So there's actual people that are real life in Metaverse that are hired as Metaverse cashiers. And they check you out as if you were having a checkout experience anywhere else. It is just imagine exactly what it is like now, but where it's from your fingertips of your phone or through your computer, or it is going to even be to where on your TV. That'll be where because we all have smart TVs now that access the internet. That's all you need is access to the internet. So absolutely. What you got next, Mr. Jones?
So before I move on, does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to add on to that? Please feel free to ask questions. Mikasa, Sukasa, no dumb question whatsoever. Put it in the chat. Put it in the message. Come up on stage. Share with us your thoughts, your questions. Please feel free to ask away because that's what this is all about.
Ask, not ask.
Yes, that part, right?
I got the K in there too.
Perfect. And so the next thing that we'll talk about, if nobody has any questions, like I said, put it in the chat, put it anywhere, ask us anything, is fintech, right? And I know this is Tara's cup of tea, so I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let her explain it as well, about fintech.
Well, so first of all, fintech stands for financial technology. It's two words that combine together, financial technology. FYI, you're using fintech right now. If you use PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, you Cash App, any of those, you pay bills, you send money to somebody else, that is fintech. If you do online banking through an application, that is fintech. If you do mobile deposits, that's fintech, financial technology. That is all a part of the fintech resources. So it not only covers what we're already utilizing, but it also covers digital assets. Most people know them as cryptocurrencies. It also covers digital assets like NFTs. It will be the new financial system of technology that is utilized in our financial systems that are currently working today. Now, FYI, the current systems that we have today are very analog. They're not very up with the times. They're not digital. And what does that mean? That simply means that if one bank owes another bank, they send an analog message to the one bank to the other bank to say, hey, you owe $1 billion for all of your people, your banking customers that made purchases over the weekend, because they only process transactions Monday through Friday on banking hours. Financial technology will allow us to bank 24/7, 365, easy peasy. It like from me to David, within a second, he's got money in his account from my account, and we're all good. That is financial technology. We're already using it, but the system is analog and not in a digital manner. And so that is why fintech is so hot and popular now, is because it will go through a resurrection, meaning they're going to revamp it. It's going to go through a remodel. They're going to go rebuild it, whatever you want to call it. They're going to touch our current financial system to move it into a financially technology savvy system, which is a conglomerate of multiple aspects, but that overall known as fintech. So that's what fintech is, Mr. Jones. Yes. What do we got next on the list?
Well, that's it. If you would, share with people, how important, this financial sector is to, AI and metaverse, because when people talk about AI, they might as well go ahead and buckle up and put in metaverse with those two, because AI is going to help metaverse so much, building and programming and the coding that most people don't know how to do to integrate into metaverse. If you could explain how all three of these things are going to come together.
Well, first of all, money ties everything together.
Yep.
That's just, how many of you have always heard follow the money trail? That is just what our society, and when I say society, I don't just mean the United States of America. I mean as a global society, the entire world revolves around how, where, what money, right? It is about where the money is, how you're going to get the money, how's it going to be transferred, who you're paying, who owes you, all of these things. And as I was sharing, it's a very analog system, so they're going to have to make it digital, which means it's going to basically, let's just say you have a car, and your car is a 1985, Cutlass Supreme. I don't know why I picked a Cutlass Supreme. I never owned one in my life, but there you go. And in there you have you have standard windows, manual windows, where you have to do the up or the down, right? Mm-hmm. You have a radio that doesn't have presets. You have to either hit the scan button or you have to turn the dial to the next station. Mm-hmm. You have your mirrors. You have to manually move your mirrors. It's not automated where you can push a button in, out, up, down. Your driver's seat or your passenger seat, you have to either use a handle and move up or move backwards as you pull the handle up to release the trigger, or on the back, you have to pull the lever up to move it back or up. It's not in an automated way where you can have the computer or the motor, you push the button, it goes nee or nee as you move, right? All of these things you don't have Sirius XM radio in an 1985 Cutlass. You might have AC. I don't know. Sometimes those cars back then at a certain cutoff did have AC, didn't have AC. But all of these things that we see now in vehicles that are automated, they're systematic, they have motors, they have intelligence to them. That is all what the new system is. That's a newer car. The GPS that's built into your car, right? All of that. Starlink, not Starlink, I'm sorry. What is it like in Chevys where you can hit the call and it calls somebody? And I thought it was Starlink, but it's not.
I think you're right.
Is it Starlink?
I think Starlink, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Anywho, all those are newer
systems. You know what we're talking about. Hell.
Those are newer systems, right? And those newer systems is, where our cars started, where they were all manual. I mean, heck, even, some cars now have automatic dimming and automatic bright light feature. I remember growing up with a 1982 F-150 where the dimmer was on the floorboard, the little button on the floorboard you push with your foot. So we went from an analog way to a very digital way. It's very automatic. It's very machine automated for you. So essentially what I'm trying to say within the fintech is how does that tie into Metaverse? How does that tie into AI? It's like having a peanut butter jelly sandwich. You can't have a peanut butter jelly sandwich without the bread, without the peanut butter, without the jelly. Those are three things right there. Peanut butter, bread, jelly. That gives you a peanut butter jelly sandwich. The Web3 is the same way. You cannot have the Metaverse without the fintech. You cannot have fintech without AI. You cannot have AI without the Metaverse, and so on. It's a holistic circle. It's a holistic ecosystem. And that ecosystem, you have to be able to, receive payment, send payment, be able to send money. That is the financial technology way that is going to be incorporated. We're going to have goods and services like we already do in Metaverse. You got to have a way to pay for it. What financial system ties into that to pay for that, right? It's all interconnected. This is evolution. That's why I brought up the car, where we went from very manual to very digital, very automated. Then I also bring up the peanut butter jelly sandwich. If you just got peanut butter and jelly, well, what you gonna put it on? Just a spoon? Okay, that works too. But it's not the same effect. You gotta have all ingredients for it to be a holistic ecosystem, and that is how they're all intertwined. Metaverse is AI. It is a form of AI. Versus it's a combination of coding, AI, and the visual effects the virtual reality effects that people are not accustomed to, that we see here in the 3D reality we live in, but that is now what is captured within your computers. And so that is a short story of how all three are intermingled, Mr. Jones.
Well, baby, that was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Good job. We're going to do a live on that.
Short, sweet.
Buckle up on that one, because that was, another analogy, because she knows I love analogies. Where we talk
some
about.
Some of them are good, some of them are not.
Well, yeah, we on the positive side, baby. But anyhow, how we talk about, the radio and the television, and that's a great analogy. How the evolution of cars. Right, of how the internet would be the old school cutlass that you talked about, whereas now throughout the evolution, we've now moved to being able to have the car, the automatic seats, right? Instead of using the radio, we go to Siri. Instead of using the windows, we go to the power windows, the power steering, and being able to have the bright. You brought up
power steering. I just thought about all those non-power steerings. Go ahead.
Exactly. Right. And so that's a great analogy, is just, imagine having to get in an old school car as you do now. The other day we got your brother's farm truck, and I'm looking for the damn button to let down the window. And I'm like, oh, hold on, player. We got to get these muscles working and get to rolling it down. And it's like, oh.
I saw a TikTok the other day that hits this on the head.
Yeah.
They handed the younger generation, so Generation Z, they handed them rotary phones.
Oh, yeah.
And said, make a phone call.
Yeah.
And it took these kids 30, 40 minutes to figure out how to make a phone call. to us, we grew up with it. If you're an older generation, you grew up with it. You know what a rotary phone is. You know how to use it.
Yep.
But because it's no longer an active tool that is used in our society, the newer generation who's never been born with it, cell phones came out and they were born right into the cell phone era. They have no idea outside of, just pushing a button. And some of them were trying to push the button on it. Some of them were like, spinning it, but they didn't realize they had to spin it all the way around consecutively. So if you were in Idaho and you're dialing an Idaho number, you had to dial a 2 and pull it all the way around. They would just hit the 2 and kind of pull it a little bit and let it go, and then hit the 0 and a little bit and let it go, or they
start over down,
hit the 8 and a little bit, or they just hit those numbers and they wouldn't do anything, and they were extremely frustrated. And that is just an evolution of technology, which is what we're sharing here. We're moving from Web 2, which is what you see as social media, internet, Amazon. That's all Web 2. App-based and social media-based is Web 2. We are moving to Web 3. However, we can't just make a stark change right over to Web 3 because everybody will stop and go, no, I don't get it, I don't want it, and they won't do it. So you have to make a bridge. And that is why you see metaverses on apps. That's why some metaverses are app-based, not just app-based. You can get on with your VR headsets. You can get on with them and have an immersive experience. Or you can join through your phone or your laptop or your iPad or anything that you can connect to the internet with and have a 2D 3D experience, which means it's not fully immersive, but it's app-based. Why? You have to connect the dots and build a bridge and make it easy for people to go from Web 2 to Web 3 because it's not intuitive. And that's where we heard somebody the other day that you need to have a Web 3 skill set. Well, there's some validity to that, and there's some not validity to it.
There's no validity to that. It's copy, paste, drag, drop.
The validity is the willingness to just push buttons. That's the validity of it, is you need to have the willingness to go out and get curious and push buttons and experience it. Most people can't do that or don't want to do that because it's not necessary or it's out of their comfort zone of what they're doing right now. And so it just comes down to the simple fact at the end of the day, guys, that you have to get curious. You don't have the, nuclear missile codes. You're not going to blow anybody up. You're not going to blow yourself up. You just push a button. If it doesn't work, you can close an app and restart it. You can actually even uninstall an app and reinstall. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's where we have to get out of our own way and just push the button.
Yeah. And so, as we talk about press the button, we encourage you guys to come and listen to our amazing 3rd season of our Getting Naked podcast. Nobody's naked. We're literally having a real, raw, authentic conversation where it's just, unstoppable, uncensored, and really, unfiltered at the end of the day of having these amazing conversations that Tara and I have taken season 3, especially being digital nomads. If you guys don't know, Tara and I travel the world, running our business together, being in business together, in bed, in the sheets, in between, out the sheets, 24/7, you name it. It's Tara and David with our Hello LLC at the end of the day. That sounded dirty, didn't it?
It did.
But anyhow,
all of our audience just left.
But anyhow, no, they didn't. They were like, ooh, tell me more. No, we're not telling you more. You got to come and visit us in the Hello Plaza in Metaverse, right? And join and listen to our podcast that we have playing every single day, where you can listen to every single episode if you'd like to. Or you can listen to it in the old 2D crusty dusty, right, way, going to Spotify, Apple, any of those other, applications that you are accustomed to listening to our podcast. But literally, Tara and I just had an amazing conversation on digital nomad, the American dream. We shared with people that the new American dream is getting outside of America and really being able to experience different cultures, different religions, different aspects of living, right? There is no trash man that comes by in a big ass dump truck, scooping up, your trash with a machine, or anybody on the back of it. In Mexico, my friends, there's somebody in the back of a F-150 that's a 1990 style with boards on the side and two people in the back, and their asses are jumping inside the trash to recycle, separate all of that, maggots, flies, you name it. They're in there separating it, and that's their trash man. And so I remind us all when
let's remind people too, in Mexico, they have community dumpsters. So you don't just take your trash out to the corner and then the trash man picks it up. You have to walk your trash to the community dumpster, and that is what David's speaking about, is then the community. There's city people, and there's also, people who are just, that's how they make their living from recycling and going through those things and being able, they literally go and by hand, they sort the trash right there in the dumpster. It's the most humbling experience you will watch, because as Americans, we're used to taking the trash out to the trash can. The trash can goes out to the curb. If you live in an apartment, you do have to stop by and put it in the community dumpster. And then somebody comes and empties the dumpster. And then the trash is taken to the dump and they do the sorting there. No, this is done right there in front of you. And it just really, as humans, it humbles David and I, but it also just reminds us that different societies operate in different ways. And that is the uniqueness and why we like to travel, because we like those different experiences. It allows us to be able to get a feel for how it is locally. Look, guys, I was having a conversation. Many of you know that, David and I are in Idaho right now visiting. We're getting ready to head back to Mexico. Yeah. But my brother, I've been helping my brother move his business from analog to digital, right? And so I've been putting processes and systems together for him. And so he had a new person start today. And I was having a conversation with this person. Their family is from Mexico. And so we were talking about it. And I was sharing with him that, David and I are digital nomads and that we travel. We've been spending the last 2 years in Mexico. We're going to go back for another, 6 months or so. And that he literally, after I shared that with him, he says, "Isn't Mexico different?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." And I said, "Is that a good thing or a bad thing?" He says, "No, it's just a slower pace. People care about you. People are more, it's kind of an old way that we remember when your neighbors stopped and asked how you were doing." And that is a very true statement that David and I have experienced in Mexico, where people are very caring. They're very nice. They're very, conversational. They want to have a conversation and just get to know you, and not for very nefarious reasons, just because they're being kind. Yeah. And that's something that us, as little critters and humans in our own world here, we can do the same. But we've lost that art because we're very connected to technology. And there's nothing wrong with being connected with technology, but we just got to be mindful that we have to be in what is the word? Intent. We must move with intent to say hi and reach out to people.
And I think that's the one great thing about Metaverse. That's what it does. It allows us to connect with one another and not feel shy, not feel, ooh, I'm not sure. And especially those of you that are on Chatter, on Clubhouse, on our Facebook, on LinkedIn, on our YouTube, on Spaces, on Twitch, on Instagram Live, you definitely should come and join us in our Hello Metaverse, in our Hello Plaza, that you can join from your phone. You can join the Metaverse from your phone. I cannot say that enough. If I hear one more person talk about, oh, do I need the VR headsets? No, you do not. I saw this video earlier with this little kid and the sister and the brother. He had the bat. Or she had the bat and he was standing behind her, and she literally turned around and bopped his ass in the head. And I was like, you know what? I wish I could do that to people that say, well, I don't have the VR headsets. I can't join the Hello Plaza. Yes, you can. This crusty, dusty 2D screen you're looking at us on, you can join the Metaverse.
He doesn't mean to wish anybody behind.
No, I do sometimes. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do. She gonna bullshit you. I'm not. Because it literally baffles me.
The political
well, it baffles me that people want different, but then you give them an opportunity to do different or to experience something different, and they won't. And they'll get on stage, or they'll get with their friends. They'll get with somebody and be like, I just want something different. Or people will say, man, I wish my business would do this. And then you have people that bring things to you and then you say, oh, no, I'm good. I'm going to stick to my old crusty dusty, whatever I'm using. It's like, come on now. You can't talk, you just can't talk about it. You got to be about it. And then, as you shared earlier, right, that people are going to get hip to the metaverse and this, that, and other. That's when it's a little too late. Yeah. Right. And then you're going to be forced to learn these things. And then you're going to be well behind the 8 ball.
Well, and that's, it's because, the psychology of it is that humans don't like change.
Yeah.
The majority of humans don't like change. They have a system, they have a process, they have a routine that is already set up. Look, guys, again, helping my brother move from analog to digital. And some of his employees are baby boomers, and nothing wrong with that at all. Or maybe they're older generation X. I don't know. Anyways, point being is they're an older generation, and it is like pulling teeth, kind of get them just to take a picture of their worksheet, like, that they work and upload that to an application that they're already using every day. And because it's out of the routine, it's not standard. And they don't realize, and I hear, why do we have to do it this way? It worked just doing it the other way. Well, yes, it worked for you to write it down on a piece of paper and then submit the paper in the box, the request box or the submission box. But in reality, it's not easy for the person who's processing that. And that's where we have to understand is that and the only time that people make change, 2 times. A is if they're being paid. So do I work for a company and now I'm forced to do this? I'm going to bitch about it, but I'll do it because my money's attached to it. And so I have to do it to get my paycheck. And number 2 is a lifestyle change, because if they don't change their lifestyle, they could end up DEAD. And they don't want to do that. So they have to make a change. Those are the only 2 times people are willing to make a change, is based upon the forcefulness of you have to do it. So for us to sit here as a Web3 firm and agency and say, you need to get in here and expect people to do it, to be realistic with you, it's kind of shooting, a bunch of loaded crap, out of a gun, because it's not going to do you any good. And what do I mean by that? It's a simple fact that people are not in a position to want to do that. It is only a minority. And this is not me beating up people, because I fall in this, David falls in this, we all fall into this trap of change. And you have to embrace change. Change is the only thing that is constant, that is going to never change, is change. And we have to embrace that and understand that the only thing constant in this life is change. And without change, you would be DEAD. And that's not where you want to be. Not early, by the way.
Well, if we're talking about, paying people and getting people to understand the value of this, especially making money, we encourage you guys to come and join us in our Hello Plaza Mall, where we already have businesses that have implemented utilizing the metaverse and being a part of our Hello Plaza Mall, where you can see, Set Yourself Free. She's an amazing coach. She's able to showcase her podcast where people can actually come in here and listen to her podcast. She actually does her live podcast in here. People can learn more about her coaching. They can be a part of her empowerment group. They can get her free resources. And then, as we share with you guys, this takes away your Zoom. If you're spending that $29.99 a month for Zoom, well, you can get rid of that right now by having people join you in your immersive environment that is private to you, that you can now tell people, hey, join me in here. And so, we have Chef Andy that showcases his amazing pasta sauces. So especially with the holiday season coming up, if you're looking for an idea, I definitely would encourage you to check out, Chef Andy's amazing pasta sauces. We also have, Astonishing Pearls. She's an amazing wealth and mental health coach, where you can get coaching. You can check out her wellness program. She also has her amazing apparel line as well. And so she's able to showcase her entire business in here as well. And then definitely come and learn more about Miss Roberta Pacino, Al Pacino's sister, from her amazing R. Pacino Artworks, where she has amazing artwork in her Etsy store, her framing options, where you can get some actual specialized framing artwork from her. She only has, I think, like 200 of those pieces available. So definitely check that out. You can learn more about her, get her free calendar that she has. She has a new one coming out as well. And then definitely for her podcast, you can join her back room. And so this, my friends, is a completely different experience that you can be able to now navigate through your phone, through your laptop, through your iPad, and your VR headsets. And the great thing about this, especially for Mac Leadership Solutions with Miss Merlin Clark, she's now able to tell people, hey, come and join me in here for my weekly trainings, for my weekly meetings. Instead of having a Zoom or putting on LinkedIn, right, or putting it on Instagram, she now can have people come and join her live in here and stream it to those other platforms as we are right now. And no, it's not hard. It's easy peasy breezy. And we say this, I say this because, guys, ladies, gentlemen, rats, cats, dogs, if you can hear me, I don't care. And you got access to the internet, you know how to press some buttons, come on down. We got you.
Push the button. Push
the button and really be able to discover how this is going to be able to be implemented into building your community and to, showcasing your business, your brand, and to, building your membership, doing whatever, because that is where we're going. If you aren't paying attention, these larger foundations are crumbling by the seconds. And so now those of us that have been putting out effective or efficient, and trustworthy, information and really sharing our, thoughts and things, you now have that capability, especially utilizing all of these tools, because it's not hidden anymore. Now it's really up to you of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and if you're going to be consistent and committed to doing it. And it's easier to do now more than ever. You don't need to know all the gadgets and gadgets and wadgets and all that other stuff. You literally can be able to, press the button. And or, as we share, if you don't know how to, find somebody that can show you, teach you, or do it for you. And guess what? Hello. We got you covered. So come on down and let's get this party started at the end of the day.
Come on down to the Hello LLC, where we can help you turn your business into with processes and systems and into Web3.
There you go. We put that yeehaw back in your motor and transmission. If you guys are from Texas, you know that song.
You're from Houston.
Yeah, if you're from Houston or the Texas area, you know that commercial by the heart. Like I do, they used to come on at least 3 to 4 times.
400 times an hour.
Every hour, on the hour. I don't know who came up with that jingle, but it was amazing. It's still stuck in my head. But with that being said, guys.
And the hammer with Jim Adler.
Yeah. Girl, I just got hit.
You better go to IJustGotHit.com.
So.
Y'all, we have turned into the commercial status here.
Yes, this is.
Oh, Lord.
If you guys don't know, we are part-time comedians on the side. So if anybody has a comic show that you need a fill-in, we got you covered.
We can help.
We can help. But, at the end of the day, we also want to let you guys know that we have an amazing masterclass that is about to drop. We're going to give you 2 opportunities to join us. The Holiday Sales Masterclass, where we're going to be talking about how you can structure your masterclass.
Let me tell them.
Go ahead, baby. What you got?
Hi. So I've been working on this all day. We got a holiday sale masterclass. This masterclass is going to happen on the November 2nd and November 9th. So we're doing it for 2 days. And the cost,
2 different weekends.
On 2 different weekends. So if you can't make the first one, you can make the second one. It's going to be the same content. So that's why we're doing it that way, because a lot of times people are like, I'm busy. And so there you go. It's going to be $27 to join the class. 27. However, you know us, we always got some cherries on top. If you join our $27 a month membership, which is our Hello Pivot Exec, that's $27 a month. You get free access into the masterclass. In addition, you get an extra one-on-one. You'll get a personalized strategic plan for your sales. So we will help you plan out your sales. And let's talk about what sales we're going to help you plan out. Black Friday, So that's the Friday after Thanksgiving. Then we're going to help you out with that Saturday and Sunday and Cyber Monday. Then we're going to help you out with Christmas sales. And we're going to help you out with your New Year's Eve sales. So that's 5 to 6 different sales that we're going to help you out. 5 different sales that we will help you out on. And so at the end of the day, you can get into, so you'll get a strategic plan on that, personalized. You will also have access to come to both events, the 2nd and the 9th. Now, Tara, if it's going to be the same class, why would I want to be at both of them? Because we know people. If you come to the 2nd and you are a person who digests information and needs to mull it over and sit on it for a week or so, and then come back the next week, you can ask pointed questions. You are also going to get all the information on the 2nd. You're going to need some time to digest it. You can digest it and then be able to come back in on the 9th and focus in on certain key aspects and questions that you had. And we're going to do a QVC on the Saturday before Thanksgiving in our metaverse, where we are going to, anybody who comes into our masterclass, we're going to promote their products and their services. And if you join at the $27 a month membership, you will actually get an extended allotted time to 20 minutes where we will ask you questions, go through it and everything, and you will be featured on the rerun that comes down the pipeline the entire Black Friday, holiday weekend, and holiday season in total. So for the same price that you would just buy a ticket for, you get all those extras. Now, what are we going to do in this class? We're going to teach you all 5 of those sales that we go over, and it's really 6 because it's the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, and the Cyber Monday around Thanksgiving. So Black Friday to Cyber Monday, all 4 of those days. Christmas and New Year's. So it's actually 6 that we're going to teach you on. We're going to teach you what you need to be doing. We're going to teach you how to strategize that planning about what sales to come up with, when you need to be promoting it, how you need to be promoting it, and how to be able to utilize AI Web3 to do it for you so you don't have to sit around and pull out your hair. And here's the better part about this. Here's the cool thing. We are also offering 2 additional entries into the masterclass. If you want the business first class commercial service, or if you want a private jet luxury service, you can join our membership at $97 a month or $197, where it's the done for you. And we will do it to where it is going to be the Mercedes, where we take care of you, or the Bentley option, where we do it all for you. All of these things where we create your marketing plan and your strategy. We create all the content, the flyers. We post. We build the posts for you and send it to you, or we do the posting for you, depending on if you have that Magic Jewel app. Boom. So this is where, and we'll do extra one-on-ones with you, extra hand-holding, all of these things. It is all full tilt. So these are things at the end of the day that we all must take advantage of. We must be getting in pocket right now and start building our holiday sales, because the holidays are here. And so we are going to offer this masterclass so you guys can jump in and do that. Now,
don't be caught on Thanksgiving eating gravy, having gravy dripping down the side of your mouth. And be like, ooh, tomorrow's Black Friday.
This one.
What am I going to put up for Black Friday?
This one.
And then you just put up some humbo jumbo, like half-ass stuff, and then you're wondering why you're not selling anything. And then Christmas rolls around and you got nothing planned because you're busy with everything else that's going on, when this is what we talk about, being proactive
to boost your holiday sale revenue.
Hello,
what we're going to help you do. So again, that masterclass is $27 November 2nd or 9th. You can join either one. How do you join? You go out to the Hello LLC tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, go out to the Hello LLC, and there will be a big button right there that says Join Masterclass, and you can get the lay of the land of just the $27 ticket, or if you jump into one of our Pivot membership programs and all of the extras that are included, what you will get. And guess what, guys? At the end of the day, we will make it worthwhile. We will make it worth your while. And so we're excited for that, to help you do that, because this is something we talk about every year. And a lot of feedback that we get from others is, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be promoting. I don't know how to, set it up. I don't know how to set up a sale or the strategy to the sale that I need to. I don't know when to start promoting it. I don't know what channels to promote it on. I don't know. And that is what we're going to solve. So check that out. We're going to have that coming down the pipeline. You got the early bird notification is what this was.
Yeah.
Back to you, Mr. Jones.
Well, hey, look, guys, we appreciate you all joining us today. Matt, thank you for the amazing comment. Yes, AI is here. It is the future. The future's already here. It's amazing when I hear
the future was here in 2020.
Yeah, it's amazing. Earlier today, I was in a room and somebody said, AI, it's here. And really, the future's already here. And I'm like, boy, our slogan line definitely is clicking on to a lot of people, of them understanding that, it's not some mystical, unicorn of utilizing this AI, especially when people, are introduced to the metaverse. Of those of you that are watching us right now, on Chatter right now, where I'm actually live screening that. And those of you that are watching this live on TikTok, those of you that are watching this live on our Twitch, on our Spaces, on our Instagram, on our YouTube, all these channels, we are everywhere. If you don't know, at the end of the day, showcasing how we're hacking the future and implementing these things and not being afraid. Tara shared that amazing, analogy earlier, that money is frequency, and that, a lot of us are chasing money, and you're really not chasing money. You're chasing time freedom. And so, this is what it's all about, is us being able to really understand, that the future's here, and you got to be able to tap in and really understand that when we do talk about AI, it's copy, paste, drag, drop. Okay. Do not be afraid of that. And please don't be one of those people that sits there and says, oh, well, AI is for the youngsters, or, it's for the kids. I remind your ass one more time, and I'll remind you again later. You said the same thing about MySpace. You said the same thing for sure about Facebook. Oh, those kids on Facebook, they're dancing and they're playing on there. I'll never get on there. Your ass got on Facebook. Right? Oh, Instagram, that's just for the kids. They're on there dancing and hoop high-ing and doing all this stuff. Forget that stuff. I'm too old for that stuff. Your ass got on Instagram. Then this thing called Spaces came on there. Oh, I'm not too sure about that. The kids are on there. They're playing with that. Twitch. Oh, I'm not going to get on that. Your ass got on there. And so this is where we have to understand that, you are going to move forward to this metaverse, AKA some of you might be hearing these words if you have kids: Fortnite, Roblox, Decentraland. Roblox just announced that new MetaQuest that's out, that's $299, that a lot of people were whining and complaining. Oh, the headsets are $500. I can't get on there. You go out to eat here in America 4 times, your ass is spent that $500. Please believe that. We've been going out here in the States, and OMG, no less than $70, $80. Hell, at this point, it's almost better to go to a sit-down meal than actually go to fast food restaurants. We've been craving Chick-fil-A. We went to Chick-fil-A. It was $40. I was like, are you joking me? Do you know how much Mexican food we could get for that in Mexico? And so
how many 6-packs?
Or that too, right? At Colombia, 6-packs of beer was $2.50. Some places was $1.50. Just saying. But anyhow, we want to encourage you guys to come and join us, for our Wisdom Wednesday that is now, right? Brain candy and sweet treats for the soul, 7 p.m. Eastern. We definitely want you to come and join us from, on our Thursday, Hello Pivot, that is from burnout to breakthrough with purpose and power and power, right? With our special guest, Miss Belindez Acosta. And you guys definitely come and join us. That's at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, that you guys can definitely come and be a part of that amazing conversation. And then definitely join us for our podcast that we have from Roberta Pacino to Cleo Michaels, to our Getting Naked podcast that you guys should definitely come and join us and be a part of. You got anything else, love?
You know the drill.
All right, guys. Well, hey, look, make sure you guys follow Tara and myself on all of these different platforms. Follow the Hello LLC on all of your platforms, from LinkedIn to TikTok to Twitter to YouTube. Definitely come give us some love on our YouTube channel. We'll give it back to you, and make sure that you're giving before you're taking. And I can assure you, you follow us, we'll follow you. We're probably going to go and follow all of your posts, all of your content that you have out there, because we want you to do the same, and we show before we actually ask, right, for you to do those things. And so without further ado, you guys know the drill. Make sure you're on the lookout for our special actual masterclasses coming on November 2nd and the 9th, right? Both days you can attend, $27. You can't beat that. Divide that by 2. You know what you get. And so without further ado, love,
kindness,
integrity,
but most importantly,
commitment,
and consistency.
And until next time, toodles! We'll see you guys later.
Bye, y'all.
Toodles.